Hello guys, what is going on? So today we're running through a bit of an upper body day. This is well and truly one of my probably bigger days for the week. I combine my push and pull, so I'm doing planches and front levers. Haven't documented any of my training on my YouTube, so I thought I'd run through a little bit of an insight for you guys on how my sessions look, what I'm training for, how I train for it, and give you some insight in terms of like how I got to this position and how my training would have looked like before it. So yeah, we'll get fucking stuck into a warm up and we'll start training, eh? So that's the warm up done and dusted. As you can see, it's mostly just about getting blood flow to the main joints that are working and then kind of more or less activating those stabilizer muscles. And then from there, I just focus on a bit of balance, so handstands as well. Always start with handstands. So should you. Always do a little bit of handstands in your warm up. It's a good activation exercise and you want to grease the groove handstands fucking all the time. And then I just focus on movement specific stuff. So my first exercise is going to be planches, full planche attempts as well. So I'm just going to work my way to that. So just as you would bench press, if you're going for a max effort bench press of 120 kilos, whatever you're doing, you'd go from like 60 to 80 to 100 and then go to that. I'm doing the same thing. So just getting those movement patterns activated in the right way. So I'll do a little bit of a straddle attempt here as well. Literally hold it for like 1 second, but just get the right areas engaged and really slowly lean into it for the right engagement. Feel it actually decently strong. I'm still a little bit too heavy than what I would like. I'm 173 centimeters and about 77 or 78 kilos, so sitting way too heavy. I just did a DEXA scan thing as well and it was saying I was overweight, which is pretty fucking funny. But we'll see how we go. I'm feeling strong today, so can you get into it? So currently, if you don't know, I also live in Bali. I don't know if I said at the start, but this is raw gym. I'll normally shoot content here and sometimes train, but I typically train at Nirvana, but Nirvana don't let you do recordings or have a videographer. So I'll usually duck out here if I want to shoot some videos, but the lifestyle here, the gyms, every gym here it's insane. So if you ever want to get down to Bali and you want to have a bit of a fitness retreat, or if you want to party and get fucked every night, you can do that too, but there's definitely a big fitness hub here, which is exciting. All right, so full planche attempt, 77 kilos. Fucking hell. So funny, it's so hit and miss sometimes. Honestly, I could feel strong and sometimes these are just horrendous. Oh, Jesus Christ, that actually wasn't too bad. Thank you, boys. Thank you, appreciate it. We'll see the protraction. I reckon the protraction was off, but we had decent line, so we'll see. So for you guys, it's obviously going to be about a split second, but I usually do about like 5 minutes of rest. Sometimes honestly more, I'll just chat shit for about 10 minutes and then do another set. Rest times, especially when you're going for max effort sets, your first couple exercises, it's the most important thing. You want to be as absolute fresh as possible, and if you're only doing 2 minutes of rest, it's seriously not enough. 3 minutes is probably most practical, and if you can do more the better. Maybe not 15, 20 minutes because you start to get cold, but as long as you're still warm and fresh, that's the most important thing. Anyway, enough rambling on, let's do a second set. I'll show you from a side view to see how my protraction and hips are. Because my last one was hips were a bit high, but the protraction was good, which is rare for me. Whew. Oh. Not too bad. Thank you, boys. I appreciate it. In terms of my first couple exercises, for the most part, especially this block, they're more attempt focused, so form can be compromised a little bit. You still have to be good form in the sense where it's like locked out elbows, a little bit of scap protraction, but we always use a rule about 80%. As long as it's 80% good, that's good enough, and you want to try and push that intensity to get the central nervous system firing. So it doesn't always have to be Instagram-worthy form, unless you're intentionally trying to build your technique. So you go through periods of building your technique or exercises that are focused on technique and exercises focused on attempts. Finding that balance is crucial. All right, so how I do this, I structure, I'll start planches, then go front levers, back to planches, back to front levers, so they get a bit of a rest. So like opposing movements. I find it works better for me personally, and I tend to program it for clients too, but it depends on what you want to prioritize too. I'll kind of want to prioritize them both evenly, so I'll structure it that way. All right, so least ideal, but we're doing front lever pull-ups. We have to do it off the dip bar. I also don't have chalk, which is really annoying. So I might be in a bit of a stride for this, but we'll give it a go. But we're working toward, so front lever pull-ups, 1 activation set. So we'll just do some tucks. But yeah, we're trying to work towards, so we've got a decent front lever now. The front lever is actually quite good, like a 10-second hold. But we're really trying to just get front lever pull-ups. Like that's is definitely the goal. But we're feeling pretty good. I've been really enjoying the front lever training as well, which is great. So during my rest periods, if you want to know what I do for 3 to 5 minutes or 6 minutes, 7 minutes, I usually just sit on my phone, to be quite honest with you. Now, honestly, I usually train with people. Obviously today is a little bit different. If I'm at Nirvana, I'll literally just be chatting shit the whole time. I think I already mentioned that. But yeah, a lot of the time I'll just be like replying to clients. A lot of my time these days goes into, well, content obviously for sure, like doing stuff like this, but managing my clients is, well, my full-time job for coaching, and I absolutely love it. I seriously love it. I usually only have around 35 clients. I don't take on any more. I want to try and just focus on select few people. And then also I manage a community as well, which you guys might have seen. I have coaches in there that help me, so I still get amongst it for sure, but just because there's a fair few more people in there to get a little bit more guidance, and I can focus on my clients too. So that's what most of my time goes into. So I'm always like kind of working on my phone and stuff like that too. Sometimes I'll try and not train at all, and I'll leave my phone in the bike and I'll just try and separate myself from it. Sometimes you need that mental recharge, but I love what I do anyway. So I'll always be replying to clients on my breaks and just chilling. And then honestly, if I was training my sessions for about 2 hours, swear I'm probably only training for like, actually doing work for like 4 minutes, which is pretty crazy because you're only really doing like 5 to 10 second holds for maybe 15 sets at most. Let's do the math. It's like 1.5 minutes. It's fuck crazy. Anyway, let's try to do a set. So we're gonna go for a front lever pull-up attempt. In a full front lever, you'll see it's pretty ugly. And then I'll move into 2 straddles. So I'm aiming for 3 reps. It's gonna be tough without fucking chalk though. Fuck. Let's get it. Oh, that actually wasn't too bad. I reckon if I had chalk, I may have gotten 2. But we'll do 1 more set of them. So my training schedule is, my main focuses are planche, front levers, a bit of one-arm pull-ups, and also one-arm handstands. One-arm handstands, I train completely outside of the session, so I won't do any one-arm handstands inside the session. I tend to do 2 sessions a day, which is a bit excessive, but I do have the time for it. I don't tend to always recommend it. And I really think greasing the groove of the handstand's the best. So I'll try and hit like maybe 2 sessions or even kind of like 2 half sessions outside of my session. It's a big social thing here. Like my work is training, so it's a little bit different. I do have a lot more flexibility. So it's not something I always necessarily recommend. And it is very, very fatiguing. So I'm really on point with my recovery, sleep, diet at the moment at least. When I'm not, then I take it back a little bit. But yeah, so my training is 5 to 6 days of upper body, of calisthenics, and then kind of more or less intuitively hit legs. I sometimes do like some classes, make it a little bit more social, as I fucking hate training legs. So I treat legs more as longevity with a bit of calisthenics and kind of a little bit of weights and mobility work, and just focus on like movement patterns and just more or less feeling good. I think it definitely is important to train legs. I don't want to get like massive legs, obviously everything's gonna be fucked, but you still want semi-aesthetic legs, and you also want to be strong, mobile, and all the rest of it. So I do recommend 100% training it. But yeah, just planches, front levers, one-arm pull-ups, one-arm handstands. But main 2 focuses are planches and front levers. So my structuring, I'll hit both of them 4 days a week. Sometimes it's like push, pull, upper, is what I do at the moment. Whew, second set. Oh, that's hard without chalk. Whew, actually feeling all right, feeling quite strong. So finish those 2 front levers, and now you guessed it, we're back to planches. With planches, my two main focuses are really bringing up my holds as I want to kind of increase the holds, and also raises, because raises, that raise position really also helps strengthen the holds too, because you're building up that straight arm pattern. So for planches, they're the two kind of main focuses I'm working on. And I still do planche push-ups, but I focus a little bit more on technique and not so much attempts. That will come eventually. And for front levers, main focuses are pretty much just pull-ups. So front lever pull-ups. I still do a lot of raises and holds too, but the main focus at the moment now is pull-ups as I'm a lot closer. I've already got raises, already got holds. I really want to get stronger at that pull-up. So straddle, planche, raise into negative. Oi. See, I still can't even hold a handstand. Fuck, negatives are hard. That was pretty ugly, actually, I think. All right, we've got 2 more sets of them. Definitely feeling fatigued. One thing about Bali, training in Bali, especially this is the middle of the day, as you can fucking tell, it's hot. So the fatigue definitely sets in pretty quickly. Should probably be wearing sunscreen too. Anyway, let's go. Whew. Oh, that was a struggle. Zero protraction on the other down phase. It's all right, 1 more set of them. So if you're sitting at home watching this thinking like, yeah, it's inspiring or whatever, but like how the fuck is this gonna help me for my training? You're probably right, like following something like this would be kind of silly, even if you're using bands. Like you need to have something a little bit more specific to where you're at. Even if you're long run, if you want to eventually get the planche or the front lever definitely can get a lot quicker. Planche takes a lot of time. But I think depending on where you're at, you're really just like mainly focusing on just overall building up your overall strength. Obviously handstands are important, skill focused stuff's important to build the technique and the movement patterns, but I think in the first couple of years, if you can just seriously just focus on like building so much overall strength and conditioning with like pike push-ups, vertical press variations, handstand push-ups, weighted dips if you want to go do some weighted calisthenics. Same thing with pull, like getting your weighted pull-ups really strong or archer pull-ups. You can probably bring in front levers as a heavy focus a little bit earlier, but planches, you should train it, but I wouldn't be making like only planche focused sessions 3 days a week if you can't even do like a wall handstand push-up. It may be ambiguous, but I really do think you're better off building up your overall push strength and pull strength before you heavily focus on this stuff. You can still 100% work toward a tuck planche, an advanced tuck planche, even like banded shuttle planches. But before you start going all in and training like this, have a really good base. You'll save yourself injury risk, and I really do think you'll progress long term a little bit better as well. We also build a little bit more muscle mass too if you want to also look good and do the crazy shit too. All right, probably didn't rest enough between this one, but let's fucking get it. Ugly. These aren't feeling good today. That full planche was looking really good, but these are hard. Jesus. So we're, someone stole the dip bar, which is totally fair enough. We're going to use the Smith machine to do front lever pull-ups. So I apologize for using these front levers, but got to make do sometimes. And the reason why I'm using this, not a barbell, is if you're trying to do front lever pull-ups on a barbell, you will not get any false grip. So you need to have an actual fixed bar. And these are also good because they're a little bit serrated, so you actually do get some form of like friction. So I might even find it a little bit better than the pull-ups. I mean the dip bar that I was using. We're also doing these, same thing, but I'm using a band. And then I'm also gonna do a touch at the top too. So I'm gonna move into a touch for a few seconds and then try to get a couple pull-ups with that same band. Alrighty, pro tip for you too. If this band, let's say this band's too easy for you, then the next lightest band is also way too hard for you. What you can do instead is just use half the band. So when you're doing front levers, you can just use that, and then you hold that there, that's halfway. So that's better than obviously the assistance here, because that might be too easy for you. So there's a little bit of a hot tip for you. You can always use half the band. But anyway, let's go. Front lever touch, 3 seconds, and then maybe 2 pull-ups. Oh, fuck, it's gonna be tough. Oh, that was hard. A lot of momentum there. I just don't have the grip. I want to make an excuse that it's because it's without chalk, but I also think it is pretty hard for me. But chalk would definitely make it a lot easier. Whew. 2 more sets. All right, so we're going back with the raises. Still trying to bring up our raises for sure. This is quite a low platform, but we're going to do these banded raises to get a little bit more volume in. Still very, very strength focused, like 2 to 3 reps, but still need to do a lot of banded work. Bands are great. There's one piece of equipment you fucking need in calisthenics is a pull-up bar and long bands. So I'm probably going to use both these bands as it's quite a low bar. And if you ever want to know how much weight the band is actually helping, what you do is you grab a dumbbell and you see how much it weighs. So you see 7.5 might be a little bit too less. So as you can see, like what I'm doing in planche is my waist will be there. And I think 12.5 might be a little bit too much. They didn't have a 10. Oh, there you go. Well, 2 bands is about 12.5 kilos. So that's how you can see how much the band is actually helping. But obviously it depends how much is actually being pulled on the band. So it's a good way to like kind of give you a rough estimate, like, oh, I'm 10 kilos away from being able to do this with my body weight, like 10 kilos of strength. So it's a fun little way of doing it. I might do the first set with probably just 1 band. I think this is probably going to be about 7.5 kilos actually. Yeah, rough, maybe about 7 kilos. Yeah. So I'll do with 1 band, and then I think I'll probably need to get 2. Whew, let's go. Oh, cramping. Fuck. So one thing about Bali, you sweat so much, you just bleed the salt in your system. So electrolytes, I did have one just before, but really need to stay on top of the electrolytes. I did dirt biking yesterday as well, so I think it's taken a toll on me a little bit. I was sweating so much in those suits. Whew, but I felt all right, regardless. So this is my combined push and pull day. So normally I do this planche and front lever over a Monday and Tuesday, but combining them both together today, as we're shooting this vlog, I thought it'd be a bit better, and I'm shooting more content tomorrow, so I'll have a rest day, and then get back into my normal schedule by Wednesday. So this is definitely a bigger day than I normally do, but I still do this sometimes. As I said, when I'm training 5 days a week, I'll do it like this. If I'm doing 6 days, and then I do it like push, pull, upper. So then I hit everything 4 times a week. As long as I hit planches and front levers 4 days a week, 1 arm pull-ups twice a week, and 1 arm handstands almost pretty much every day, but just like grease the groove, I'm happy and I feel like I'm making good progress. But it is that's fucking a lot of volume. You need a lot of conditioning for that. I've been training for a long time, so it's, and I also don't do a whole lot of volume either. You would have seen me, this session is 14 sets. I might need clarification on that, I might have to double check, but I think it's only 14 sets. And most of my sessions are somewhere between 12 and 14, which isn't a lot of volume, but they're very high intense, which you've seen. So yeah, not a crazy amount of volume, at least like 12 working sets. I do still do some accessory stuff, which I don't really categorize in my workout per se. I think high frequency, high intensity, moderate volume is definitely really good for building strength, but it takes time to build that. That's why you need really good foundations and focus on the foundations before you get into this stuff. Anyway, enough fucking blabber on. Let's do this second set. Whew. I'm using both bands now too. So I lied, this is actually 18 sets this session, but most of my sessions are 12 to 14 sets, but this is the combined day, so definitely a higher volume day. But I also had a rest day yesterday, so I am feeling pretty good. Oh, so we're doing front lever raises. No chalk's a bit of a hassle, but we'll see. That's a bit below normal performance, but I think the holds are still pretty nice. There is a huge kite culture in Bali. Why is there a huge kite culture? Like, why does everyone have kites?
Not culture like a hobby or something.
It's just hobby.
Yes,
So people who enjoy doing it, yeah. You'll see, like in Bali, you didn't say, you could probably almost, there are dead set kites everywhere. Especially at night, they'll have like neon lights and it just illuminates the whole sky. There's just kites absolutely everywhere. Yeah, it's such a hobby. Is it like a child? It's not even a child hobby, because these guys are, it's just something that everyone does.
It's like hobby to make happy.
Yeah, cool. It's interesting. It's
Same like you. Your hobby is gym.
yeah, calisthenics, yeah, and there's this kites. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Jordan getting the angles today, have a look at that. All right, let's go. Second set. Final exercises, got a planche variation and front lever variation we'll do. A little bit more technique focused, kind of. And that's pretty much the session. I do a bit more accessory work. I like to do my second session some one-arm handstands, and then I do accessory work where I focus a little bit. I've got bad posture, if you don't know, but I'm very hyper-rounded from planches, so I do a lot of posture correction stuff. I try and get my right trap working a little bit, as I'm exaggerating it now, but I kind of sometimes sit like this right shoulder goes in there, so I still do a little bit corrective exercises. And honestly, it's a social thing for me too. Yes, I'm doing 2 sessions, it's only really 1 session, and then the second session is just fucking around, talking shit, doing some accessory work, some one-arm handstand attempts. That's pretty much it. And to be honest with you, today I probably won't even do it because this is quite a big day, so I may not do that second session. I might just do some recovery instead, bit of sauna, and focus on some good sleep tonight to recover. Whew. All right, end of the session, focusing much more on technique, as I mentioned, so we're just gonna do some full planche holds with the 12.5 kilos of assistance. Whew. Hopefully the form was good there. If the form's not good, fuck, I'm not gonna be happy with myself. We just watched it back, and the form was definitely good, which is sweet. All we just gotta do is try and be able to do that form with body weight, which we'll get to. Not too far off. Actually, when I watched back the first set, it was actually quite good. The like 1 second of holding was perfect, then we just slowly lost protraction. But that takes time. You're always gonna be, with planches, any planche variation, the scap protraction's always gonna be playing catch up. So your shoulder flexors, especially at the start, are just so much stronger than your ability to scap protract. So it doesn't always have to be 100% perfect alignment. You wanna be actively working to it. But that's why we train. See here, I'm training technique, I'm training isolating the scap protraction element, but with the attempts, I'm obviously still trying to protract and be there, but I push it a little bit harder to get those muscle fibers really activated, the central nervous system activated to increase the intensity. So having that balance is important, as I've mentioned probably a few times in this video. Whew, one more set of this. All right, final planche set. Jordan's gonna get a nice high angle so you guys can really test out my scap protraction and make sure I'm fully rounded. Whew. All right, let's go. Hope that was good. Sorry, bro. So if I just jump in for a set, that's fine, yeah? I'm just doing front levers off it. So final 2 sets. Fuck, that's hard to finish on. Cheers, bro. Nah, I'm doing nothing the whole time.
I'm gonna practice handstand.
Yeah, okay, nice.
Yeah, that's 1%. I was like, if I don't charge my phone, I'm not gonna be able to make it back to there.
Yeah, bad. Do you know how to get there?
No.
So it's the final step for the session. Actually been a reasonably good session, to be honest with you. I actually felt pretty strong. Still fucking heavy, I need to lose like 5 kilos. So hopefully the next time I do a vlog, I'm a little bit lighter and you'll see a big difference, but it's been pretty good. I'm gonna go for a big front lever attempt here, see how long I can hold it at the end of a session. But this is definitely a bigger day than normal, but this is kind of what my training for the most part looks like in terms of how I structure it, how I focus. Obviously very strength focused, as you can see, resting a fuckload, a lot of high intensity stuff, at least for this block. Always starting with attempts, finishing with a little bit more technique focused stuff. Before I do this set, if any of you guys need guidance, I do coaching. Obviously it's my full-time job. I don't want to plug you on it or force a sale pitch on you, but I really do think coaching helps. So if something you want to get interested in and if you want to invest in it, I think it does save you a lot of time. Otherwise, there's a lot of information online if you don't want to invest into that. But yeah, I do think coaching definitely helps. So getting that mentorship to just put you on the right journey definitely helps if you want to invest in that. Anyway, let's do this front lever set. Whew. Fuck man, I definitely need chalk. Sorry bro, I'll be 1 sec. Fuck me, that's slippery. Oh, I had no grip there. Whew. Otherwise, thanks for watching guys, really appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, all the rest of it. I don't know what you meant to say there, but appreciate it. Peace.